Readers of poetry understand that the key to understanding what they are reading is to think about it as they read. When we read a new poem, we need to check in with ourselves every now and then to make sure we understand what is really happening. We ask ourselves questions about the poem we are reading. When I am reading a poem, I may ask myself, does this make sense so far? Do I know what is happening in the text? What do I think will happen next? Can I picture in my mind what is happening? Readers of poetry also know that sometimes they may not know what is going on in the poem. When this happens, they use fix-up strategies to figure out where they lost understanding and to uncover lost meaning. Some of these strategies include rereading the sentences or the stanza to see if they make sense when read again, reading ahead a bit to see if there are clues that help create meaning, connecting what they know about the poem to their own experiences, or retelling the poem in their own words. Today, we are going to practice our self-monitoring skills as we read a poem from Poetry for Young People, Langston Hughes. The poem is titled Theme for English B. As I read aloud, I'm going to stop and ask myself some questions to make sure I understand what I am reading. These are questions you can ask yourself when reading independently. This is called Theme for English B. And before I start reading the poem, I'll read the introduction. It says, the college described in this poem is City College of City University of New York. Hughes did not attend this school, but received a Bachelor of Arts degree from Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. The instructor said, go home and write a page tonight, and let that page come out of you. Then it will be true. I'm going to stop here and ask myself, do I know what is happening so far? Based on the poem, so far I know that the narrator's instructor has assigned for homework the task of writing one page of text. I'm going to keep reading. I wonder if it's that simple. I'm 22, colored, born in Winston-Salem. I went to school there, then Durham, then here, to this college on the hill above Harlem. I'm the only colored student in my class. The steps from the hill lead down into Harlem, through a park. Then I cross St. Nicholas, 8th Avenue, 7th, and I come to the Y, the Harlem Branch Y, where I take the elevator up to my room, sit down, and write this page. It's not easy to know what is true for you or me at 22, my age, but I guess I'm what I feel and see and hear. Harlem, I hear you. Hear you, hear me. We too, you, me, talk on this page. I hear New York too. Me, who? Well, I like to eat, sleep, drink, and be in love. Right now, I am a little unsure of what is happening, so I'm going to use a fix-up strategy and retell what I know so far. So far, I know this is about a boy who's 22 years old at school. He's supposed to do a writing assignment about himself, and some things that he likes to do are eat and sleep and be in love. Let's keep reading together and asking ourselves questions about what we are reading. When I stop and ask myself a question, try to answer the question yourself in your head, just like you would if you were reading independently. I like to work, read, learn, and understand life. I like a pipe for a Christmas present, or records, Bessie, Bob, or Bach. I guess being colored doesn't make me not like the same things other folks like who are other races. So will my page be colored that I write? I'm going to stop here and check in. Do I know what's happening in the text? Pause the video and take a moment to answer that question in your head. What is happening so far in this poem? So far we know that this guy likes to work, read, learn, and listen to music. Let's keep reading. Being me, it will not be white, but it will be a part of you, instructor. You are white, yet a part of me, as I am a part of you. That's American. Sometimes, perhaps, you don't want to be a part of me, nor do I often want to be a part of you. But we are, that's true. As I learn from you, I guess you learn from me, although you're older and white and somewhat more free. This is my page for English B. So after reading through that poem, anytime I realized that my sense of the poem's meaning broke down, I used one of these fix-up strategies. We have been excellent readers of poetry today. We have learned to monitor for meaning and ask ourselves questions about the text as we read. As readers of poetry, we know it is important to monitor for understanding so we can grasp the big picture of the poem. Today, we practiced asking ourselves questions to understand the poem. By stopping to ask questions, we made sure we understood what was happening in the poem. When we had a breakdown in meaning, we practiced using fix-up strategies to go back in the text and rebuild that meaning. These strategies will help us understand poetry as we continue to read poems together and independently. Now it's your turn. You are going to read the poem Mother to Son. As you're reading, make sure to stop and ask yourself questions such as, does this make sense so far? Or do I know what's happening in the text? If you get confused or you don't know what's going on, make sure to use one of the fix-up strategies to help you understand the poem.